Hey folks, welcome to the Ask Me Anything call with LifterLMS. I got Magic Emily Middleton with me. My name is Kurt Von Onen, and we will be right back on September 19th today. Not for nothing. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to put it out there, Emily. I don't know if you're with me or not on this. I don't care. I don't see too many people coming to StreamYard with cool things like intros and bumpers and leave them with trailers and stuff. I really like running our lives like we're running some kind of make-believe TV show. I'm having a good time with that.
You know, last night I actually made one. I used Canva for myself. Let me show you this. This is like the power of Canva and some of these AI tools we have access to. This is like 4 seconds. So select window or screen. But select my window. I want to do what? So I'm in Firefox now because I need to learn how to use a new browser. Oh, QuickTime. LifterLMS desktop. I can't really show you just that, so I'm going to do entire screen.
Whatever you got to do.
Allow. Boom. And now I got to go here. It wouldn't let me
I love the infinity screen.
Infinity screen. Okay. So that's for my personal channel. But that is a cool way to do that. That took literally like 5 minutes in Canva.
Yeah. It's I'm a lifetime subscriber to a different platform that did like kind of like AI videos before you call them AI videos, right? They were like templates, and you would put your stuff in, and then it would mesh your stuff into their stuff. And yeah, I bought into that years and years ago. And I started making like bumpers and trailers for some of my things. And people are like, how do you make all this stuff? Sometimes I have explosions going off, right? And I enjoyed the snot out of it. I thought that it was, obviously I don't have the best camera. Believe it or not, folks, I'm incredibly good looking. You just can't tell with this camera. I don't have the best camera. I don't have the best audio. But I feel like if you put some treatment in, like the overlay that LifterLMS has for us today, right? So we have the overlay, we have the intro, we have the outro. I think that adds a certain element of production that just makes it more professional. And I'm going to go a step further. Because we have those professional little tweaks, I think that allows you and I to be a little more casual. Like we can bring things down a little bit and have more fun because we have those other things that notch it up, for balance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that made any sense or not to anybody. I do want to shout out to Alan Johns. It looks like Alan Johns is with us and says hello, watching us from StreamYard. Good to see you, Alan. Glad that you're here. We do have some folks joining us live. I just want to say, folks, if you are coming in live, pop on. Let us know who you are, where you're from. A lot of times we get viewers from all over the globe. That's kind of interesting and fun for us. And then if you have any questions, go ahead and put those questions in the chat, whatever channel that you are on. I mean, this thing, as far as I know, is on Twitch, X, Facebook, LinkedIn. I mean, it's out there. So whatever platform you're watching us on, if you put a comment in chat, we should see that come in. Also, I believe if you're watching in Facebook, you need to kind of like hit a permission link so that it pulls in your name or whatever. Like, if not, it just says, viewer. All right. That all said, I'm kind of excited about something. I want to tell you what I did last night.
Yeah. What is that?
So, and I know that I'm not wrong on this because the influx of questions about SCORM in our support channels on the Facebook page, I know that there's an increased awareness that SCORM can play in WordPress. Like we used to see it like once a month, somebody would ask something. Now it's 5-6 times a week. It might be more than that now. It might be 6 or 7 times a week. And I have my own initiative on scormpress.com that shows people how to run SCORM inside a WordPress site using an LMS like LifterLMS. So anyway, this will be interesting for you. It's on your side of the country now, Emily. Oregon So a nonprofit in Oregon reached out to me to put one of their driver safety courses on a WordPress website. That to me is pretty stinking cool, right? Because how excited did we get when we found out like the White House was using WordPress, NASA was using WordPress? Like when you hear that big entities are coming to the platform that you're on, and we already have like 43% of the internet on WordPress anyway, you're like, okay, this nonsense about WordPress isn't acceptable for this, or this, that kind of goes out the window when you start looking at case studies and people using WordPress for other things. And so anyway, this nonprofit that has this course for driver safety in Oregon hits me up, and literally last night, the Mañana No Mas team was able to use the client's account for GrassBlade, download the latest version, put GrassBlade into their website, add the LifterLMS free plugin that communicates with GrassBlade, make sure everything was connected, right? Because obviously if things aren't connected, things won't work. And then they have this really great course that they made in Articulate Rise. For those that aren't aware, Articulate Storyline is like this level of SCORM production, and Rise is this level of SCORM production. It just has less options, right? If you were thinking like LifterLMS free version and LifterLMS Infinity, right? Just more features. And so I took this Rise course, which is a beautiful course, and it's meant visually to be on a full screen. And I knew they were worried about like, is it going to come up in a pop-up? Is it going to come up in a tab? Is it, what's it going to do? I said, no, just make it come up in a new window. That's fine. And we set the whole thing up last night. We ran it through a test run, and flawless. I mean, out of the chute, not a single thing to change. Everything we installed just stinking worked. And it's not normal for me to work till 11:30 anymore, because I'm like you, I like to sleep at night. But I got to tell you, it was the satisfaction, Emily. It was the satisfaction of, you consider yourself an expert in something, you think you know what you're doing, and then you're like, this tool, glue them together, put the file in. Okay, let's see if it works, because that's always the question. And boom, lickety split, just like it's supposed to. Opened up in its own window, played, completed, took me to the quiz page. The client is going to put in the content for the quiz, right, for the final test. And then the state of Oregon is going to have a new driver safety course that is SCORM based in a WordPress website on a budget that's like a tenth of what would be required on a SCORM purposed website. And that's why I get excited. I get excited because, not because I want to take food off of some other developer's plate. That's never the goal, right? But if you can deliver something that looks better, performs better, and reduces the budget by 75, 80, sometimes more %, then that's a win. And it's really exciting for me. So I might be over the moon about something that no one else cares about, but in the LifterLMS circles, I think that's a really interesting conversation.
Definitely. It's definitely like surprising, like 7 years later after Lifter started, with a lot of SCORM projects considered like deprecated, there's still people coming in with new SCORM projects, transferring SCORM projects. Like it's stronger than ever.
Yeah. And I've got another project that's SCORM related. This one will be SCORM with a learning record store with, a more formal example of SCORM in a website. I really like the hybrid examples, and this Oregon example was a hybrid example of using SCORM. I really like when they play the learning content in SCORM and they leverage the LifterLMS advanced quizzes for the tests. That way, you don't have to worry about refreshing the page to see the results or any of those things. It just goes directly to reporting, which is nice.
Yeah.
All right. What else you want to talk about? We only got 49 minutes left. No questions in chat yet. Okay, I know the cat didn't throw that.
Yeah. My girlfriend's on the bed, and so I hit her with toilet paper. But yeah, Kelly in chat says, I have a question.
Shoot.
Yeah, let us know what it is in the comments. I think what I've been up to this week is primarily just getting organized with video editing stuff. I'm going to come out with a lot more new tutorials about WordPress generally, but also probably some specific things like LifterLMS. I'm putting a lot more work into my production quality, like you saw in that intro. That's like, it's Swift, and I put some sound effects to it and whatever. So I'm excited to.
What's your sound effect?
Sound effect? It's like a, it's like a whoosh. Yeah, and so. And I'm like hand editing all this, and so I'm excited. Like I'm producing my audio in GarageBand, moving it into ScreenFlow, which is my editor for Mac, and then I don't know. That's what I've been doing. Is nothing new in WordPress, just kind of reviewing the basics. And Kelly says, as an administrator, can I upload files into assignment types of files like Microsoft PowerPoint, Word, or PDFs? Can I upload files into assignment types? Well, let me show you a little bit about what's available as an option here. If I share my screen, which I'm just getting used to with Firefox.
I have a question for Kelly Lariviere. Lariviere. I think that's how you say it, Lariviere. Kelly, are you related to a man named Ed? I used to work with a guy named Ed Lariviere in I think it was in Denver. It was in Denver. He was an amazing human being. Funny, very funny.
Nice. Let us know in chat if you're related to Ed. Oh, I need to unlock assignments. Let me go to a new tab. I'm on a demo site that doesn't include the full Lifter Infinity bundle. So let's pull up one that does. It's going to take a minute to log me in. There it goes. Okay, courses. Builder. So taking a look at LifterLMS assignments, we have the upload file type option. We can set a passing grade, and then we can restrict the file types. I think a PPTX. So this is office document presentation, PPTX. Yeah, okay. So PPTX is an option, and that's exportable from PowerPoint. The only options I could see are for students to upload files. Yeah, so students can upload files. So this is restricting what kinds of files students can upload to your assignment. Can I up types of files? So you want to upload
I think she wants to upload files for the student to be able to download, which I would just put on the lesson page with a button so they could download it.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Just put it on the lesson page. So if you are asking them to re-upload something, or even just wanting them to download, if you view your lesson, instead of putting that in the assignment, we can just edit the lesson.
And if the question's not about the student downloading the assignment, it could be you can use another plugin called Embed Any Document, and you could embed that PowerPoint or that PDF directly into the page.
Yeah. Usually I'll host it on Google Drive or bunny.net if it's big, or just in the media library if it's smaller than like 50 megabytes. And we can link to it right here. Do you think that's like a workable solution to add it to the lesson, or is there a reason you're specifically trying to add it to an assignment? Because if you are, then you, like, if for some reason you have to, there should be a description available, so we can actually link items in the description. So you can say, here's the link to the PPTX, and then you just link it up. So it is available to put in the assignment page, but I would recommend putting it in the lesson page.
Yeah, my habit is kind of anything I'm offering the student for either content or information about an assignment, I put into the lesson page itself. And this is just kind of my own version of a best practice. So I might have teaching stuff, and then I'll have a heading that'll say assignment or your next task. And then I'll have the directions for that assignment or information for that assignment. Even if it's downloading like a section of a workbook, I'll have that as a download. And then for the assignment where it says start the assignment, that's instead of feeding the person more content as part of the assignment, I have it for a one-way channel for them to upload stuff. Can you show me how to add that button in a lesson page again? Ed Lariviere, by the way, was a helicopter pilot in the war, and you would not believe what he did. His job during the war was actually flying a helicopter around Alaska and tranquilizing polar bears and tagging them. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I was muted. I was like blowing my nose. I've come down with pneumonia from my roommate. But yeah, so we're looking at the course builder here where we edit assignment. We can also edit lesson up here at the top. If we click this edit lesson button on any of our lessons, it opens a new tab for us. We can see here like some blocks, like paragraph blocks. We can see cadence at the top is freaking out when I hover over the blocks. Like
I believe it was the Vietnam War, Kelly. He was older than me.
You can click add new. I'll search up button on my blocks. We have the buttons block available. So then we can add the text for download this material. And then right here is the link icon to where we'll link to the file if it's hosted on bunny.net, Google Drive, private hosting, or it's just in your media library. You'll link to it there. Now you're talking about the Alaska-Vietnam War. This is not... Has to do with Vietnam.
Kelly, we're in America. We're everywhere. we make everything our business.
Yeah. I'm a novice, so this is helpful. No problem at all. True
that. Straight up on the Columbo tip. So, Kelly, there are so many ways. Normally I'll be in our support channels. I'll be answering questions. Some questions are very simple. Some are very involved. But I just want to reassure you, like Emily and I bounce off of each other all the time and go, oh, I would just put a button there, or I would use the embed any document and actually show the document in the page, or I would convert that to a video and it's both the challenge, but the beauty of working with WordPress and having your LMS inside WordPress. And that's, you have all those options. So because WordPress is a content management system, a CMS, because it's a content management system, we get a lot more flexibility as an LMS within that environment than you would get with, say, a purpose-built, LMS product like a Kajabi, or trying to put your course in Udemy, or trying to use one of those other SaaS platforms. And so when you ask us a question like, how do I give my students this? Part of our challenge is, what's the most straightforward answer? But in practice, if you put the button in practice and you go, well, this doesn't really have the look or the feel or the end result that I wanted with my student. I was expecting this, this, and this. Just know that there's other options. You can embed the document directly into the page. You can do a redirect. You can also, one of the things that we do with Lifter quite frequently on this call is you can use block visibility to show certain things to certain students at different levels, which is kind of fun too.
Definitely.
Yeah, for when people say I'm a novice, I'm like, okay, just because we showed you to do it this way doesn't mean it's the only way. It's just the way that we kind of chose on the moment.
Yeah. Something
interesting, Emily, is that was the question that was in our preset questions today. So that part is good, right? So we can already cross that one off the list. The other thing that we need to get off of the checklist, off of the to-do list, is we try to start out every call with an overall message about the benefits of coming to these Ask Me Anything sessions. So one of those benefits is get 55% off on your future purchase with LifterLMS. You can go to lifterlms.com/AMA-gift, lifterlms.com/AMA-gift, and that'll give you access to a 55% off coupon if you're looking to make a purchase with us. But I also stress, and I can't stress this enough, The free core lifter plugin, if you're doing a proof of concept, or if you're experimenting, playing with some membership tools and looking for what suits your needs best, that free core plugin is a great way to get started. Costs nothing. You can get it right off the WordPress repository, add it to your website, and begin to play. When you're ready to sell your course and you need a payment gateway, or you want to connect to other marketing tools, then looking at our add-ons and our bundles is obviously the next step that we would recommend, and that's where those coupons come into play.
Totally. Save that coupon. That's like the best coupon that's available. Black Friday is also coming up. I don't know what deal is going to be for Black Friday, but that coupon 55% off is the best one you'll find online right now. Kelly also has a question. I watch a few videos online. Do you have any introductory content for beginners? We absolutely do. I'd recommend checking out academy.lifterlms.com.
You're on your own.
Not only do we have a quick start course for the community for LifterLMS users, information about how to get your first 10 enrollments and some other course goals, but there's also a WordPress tutorial for beginners if you're new to the platform. There's also a lot of great content online. If you find like one of those 3-hour videos on YouTube where they say this is the site we're building and you like that website, you can follow along with that. But there's a few WordPress beginner courses on here that are definitely worth checking out. And if you're using LifterLMS assignments, for example, there's also a quick course on that as well. That's probably the best place to get started for a beginner.
Yeah. How many times do you start answering a question for somebody and you start diving deep and you start getting really involved and fielding questions back, and then you realize, oh, crud, we have a course on that. I could have just sent them a link.
Yeah, totally. We could also talk about any questions you do have. No question is too basic for this call, so drop any questions you have in the chat. We can also do a demo. You have the advantage of catching us live with not too many questions on the docket, so we can demo really anything you want to see that will more straight line you to the solution that you're looking for.
Yeah, I had a weird one yesterday, and I'm kind of hoping that somebody signs in today. Someone came through on like the Facebook Messenger with weird stuff like, I tried to get through support, but I couldn't get to support because of a word fence error and this. And I'm like, I have never had anyone complain about the things you're complaining about. So it's like either, a Facebook spam message trying to get me to give information that I shouldn't give over Facebook Messenger, or they have a real situation. But it's one of those interesting things. We have a lot of people that come to our support channel, and then we say, oh, okay, well, come to this live call and we'll discuss that. One thing I think it's worth mentioning, I don't know, maybe it's not worth mentioning on this call because this is really for folks just getting started, but we do have an affiliate program, and I see that coming up more and more in support lately. So I just wanted to let people know that there is an affiliate program with LifterLMS. And if you are an affiliate marketer, or you're looking for a channel to help drive revenue by making referrals to other products, I would encourage you to take a look at the affiliate program and make the application and see if that's a good fit.
Totally. I've been an affiliate for Lifter for like a lot of years now. And it's good to have that, like, you can put it in the footer of your website. If you want to say powered by LifterLMS or whatever with your affiliate link, if someone were to click through and buy it, you get a cut of the sale. I think it's 25%. So if someone picks up an Infinity bundle with 50% off, which is what's on the website right now, 25% of $750 is like $160 or something like that. So it's $360. I don't know, something like that. It's good to have affiliate links just around your business. Whatever other products people are going to use in the industry that you work in, drop a few affiliate links to those things. Like if you do courses about like notary, for example, drop some affiliate links to some physical notary products. Maybe it's like an Amazon affiliates or whatever, but having those placed in your descriptions really adds a revenue channel to your business when things start to scale. Like not only are you go ahead, Kurt.
No, I'm going to let you finish. I think you're going to say it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, not only are you making revenue from people coming in the door, you're getting a little bit of expansion revenue when they see a product on your website that they didn't know they should buy. They click through to that. So if your course is $150, and you're getting like a 25% cut of a $80 notary kit, that's gonna be like an extra $20 to revenue per client.
Yeah, and external links and link backs and all those kinds of things in the grand scheme help your website with being found and known and all that kind of fun stuff too.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. There's a question here that's in our support channel, and I'm going to put it in here because I think this question goes, it's not really a question, by the way. The way that they put this, I'm just going to put from Ram because that's the person's name. Okay. So let's put this up on the screen. From Ram, I want to make an online tutoring website. Perfect. Where the students subscribe to a service and I assume it's get to schedule the session in a calendar on their dashboard. This comes up sometimes. I'm going to get right to it. I'll call it out for what I know, for what I see. As soon as people start talking about an LMS and a calendar, I immediately think that they've used Moodle before, because Moodle, when you set up a Moodle website in a traditional like HTML kind of website, think of like Dreamweaver, right? If you set up Moodle, the opening homepage in Moodle is a calendar, and everyone gets hooked on the idea that they need a calendar. Pardon me. But in reality, a very small percentage of online course creators do anything with a calendar. So when we start talking in terms of using WordPress and using LifterLMS as your learning management system, and you say, well, I want to schedule things, well, then that opens up the door to all kinds of third-party plugins that would enhance your display, your interaction, your however you want to phrase this, right? Your stickiness with your students. My thing is, if it's a tutoring website, okay, are you looking for like private posts? Are you looking to be able to private message your students and do the private coaching in that way? If so, we have a tool called Private Areas, right? So then you wouldn't have to schedule anything. You would just be basically having a post conversation with your student privately. But if you were going to do live, like me and Emily talking here on the shared screen, if that's what you wanted to do, obviously you could use, Google Meet, Whereby, Jitsi, WP Stream, StreamYard. There's all these tools that you can use to meet with people. One of my favorite things is to just embed Zoom directly into the website. And we have a resource at LifterLMS.com on exactly how to do that, how to embed Zoom into your website. And once you integrate Zoom into your website, you can put these Zoom meetings anywhere. You can put them in lesson pages. You can put them in course pages. You can put them in posts. You can put them in specific pages that you reserve for like your live conference room. There's all kinds of options that you can do. And if you think about the Zoom integration, you also know that you can schedule with Zoom, right? So now you can schedule those consulting meetings and you can hold them right inside your website and attach them to a lesson or a course page, so that admission to that meeting is actually moderated and controlled by the membership level of the student to get to it, right? Meaning you're not going to have Zoom bombers and strange people coming to your link or to your page because it's in a membership restricted area. So I really like that kind of idea. So then your next question is going to be, because I see this already coming, is going to be, well, no, you don't understand. I want them to be able to schedule an appointment that goes to their calendar where they can have a live meeting. Not a problem. Still not a problem. What I would do is I would integrate Zoom into my website. And then I would also probably integrate a tool like Fluent Booking or Amelia or one of these other booking plugins that integrates with Zoom. So then I would be able to have them be able to book an appointment for an open time on my schedule. I could even optimize that with having e-commerce attached to it, so they could, attach it to Stripe or PayPal, so they can pay for the session, book the session, they get it on their calendar, you have it on your calendar, and you could have it integrated with your Zoom account so that you could play that meeting through your website or directly on Zoom. So what I described sounds like a complicated setup, and it would take a few hours to make sure you check the boxes and dot your I's and cross your T's, but it's all very, very much doable, and you would have the surrounding environment of a full learning management system to hold your evergreen learning content and run your membership and maintain your people. That was a long answer, wasn't it? I apologize.
It's all good. Yeah, I think that's a good solution. There's a lot of booking options for WordPress, and you could do that. I think WordPress is great for one-to-one tutoring if you're trying to offer people those kind of coaching services.
Yeah. I think more and more we're going to see coaching sites coming to WordPress because the ubiquitous nature of the booking plugins. Like Fluent Booking is it a year old? I mean, how long ago did that come out? Can you remember?
Hold on. Fluent Booking release date. Hold on. I'm gonna get it. They probably don't put it on their website, honestly. It's probably somewhere else. I have no clue. Oh, here we go. Fluent Booking changelog. Scroll to the bottom of the changelog. They're looking at October 2023, October 18th.
Wow. Yeah. So just about a year ago. See, my mind is not dull at all. For 57, I'm doing pretty good on my memory. So yeah, it's about a year old. And to me, Fluent Booking is like putting Calendly directly in my website, but I'm self-powered and it's part of my website rather than bringing Calendly into the mix and Google and all that stuff. And so I really like using the Fluent Booking tool inside my site. Amelia is older than Fluent Booking, but Amelia is, I don't want to say it's immensely complicated. Have you ever used Amelia?
No.
You go to set, it's cool, totally cool, it's awesome, does great things. But oh my goodness, right? Like if you're building that, if you're an agency and you're trying to build this for a client, there's so many options and so many settings in there that, like, no matter what you pick, it's not what they wanted, right? So customers never know what they don't want until you show it to them. Like, you do the work and you go, here it is, and they go, can it be purple? And then you're like, son of a. So Amelia, I find, has too many settings and options. I really like the simplified version that Fluent Booking has in their product. And of course, if you use Fluent CRM Pro and Fluent Form, and you have that whole ecosystem, it all interacts well together, which is just icing on the cake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the replay of this video and I'm going to attach that to that support ticket as that answer. What do you think?
That sounds great.
Hey, Ram, we talked about you today. Ram, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. Be like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Folks, I can see you in there. The eyeball says that we do have folks in here live. I just want to repeat that for Emily and I to have content to talk about, we really need to have your questions in the chat. So if you've got any questions about WordPress or using LifterLMS and WordPress, we would love to hear from you so that we can address that in this call. We've as it stands now, we've got the time. Another thing, and I don't know, I'm almost tempted to do a screen share video play and just put it right on the feed. Emily, that's what I'm tempted to do. What do you think? I'm just going to ask you, have you seen Groups 2.0 work yet?
No, I haven't.
Chris has been posting like little preview videos on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I haven't sampled it yet at all. So for people that are interested in we have a premium add-on called Groups. I'm a huge proponent of Groups. I think it is a wonderful way to pass off administrative duties to your client. they look at it as a bonus, and I look at it as, thank goodness I don't have to babysit this for the rest of my life. When you sign up a group, I want you to think about this. If you're a course creator, did you come up with this idea to sell courses because you were looking for another 14-hour-a-day job? Or did you come up with the idea to be a course creator so that you could create revenue and freedom to do some other things? And that is where I'm not a believer in passive income, by the way. I don't believe in totally passive income. I believe there's always some type of work or maintenance or promotion or moderation or something that goes with whatever you create. So I don't believe in just build it and they will come. I don't believe in that. But the idea that you build something and then it starts to sell and you start to earn a little success on it, and then when that success rolls in, you get swamped with work and time requirements and things that keep you from enjoying what you thought you were going to enjoy. That's where I think things get a little out of control. Groups answers that in so many ways for me with some of my bigger projects. So if I had 100 people that were going to sign up in an organization to take a course on one of my projects, with groups, I can sell those 100 seats to one transaction. So the company can buy 100 seats. And then I can give the manager at that company access to a group so they can assign the 100 seats to their 100 staff members. And then because they assigned those 100 seats to their own group within my website, they get access to who accepted the invitation, who accessed the course, and who has grades. If there's grades involved with testing and whatnot, who has what grades. And all of that is available on the front end of the website to the group manager. Now, I want you to think of what it would really look like if you didn't have groups. If you didn't have groups, you would have a manager that bought 100 seats of training, and then they would get excited about the 100 seats of training. And then they would call you after 48 hours and say, how many of my people signed up? And then they would call you at the end of the week and say, now how many of my people have signed up? And then the next week they would say, how many of my people that signed up have actually accessed the course so far? And you would end up answering phone calls or emails and generating reports for this person ad nauseum for whatever the duration of the course was. So the idea that groups came along and allowed me to, offload that kind of reporting and attention to detail and customer service directly to the customer, but in a way that the customer actually appreciates and acknowledges as a feature, that to me was the major win with groups. The downfall with groups is that once we released groups as a company, LifterLMS, an overwhelming number of people were like, how can I sell groups automatically? How can I automatically generate seats? Everybody wants everything to be automatic with the easy button. And that's much harder in practice than it sounds. And so it took some time, but Chris has been putting out videos over the last week with kind of like previews of this. So if you get a chance, I would encourage you to jump over to our Facebook page and take a look at some of the content that Chris has been generating about this new groups version. I, for one, am excited to see it and play with it. It's not an official release yet for me to play with. So I'm kind of in the dark as you are, but I think that the next phase of groups will be really exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The groups is to some degree an enhancement on the voucher system, which has been in Lifter for a long time. I'm messing with a PDF here in the background, and I found this PDF independent contractor agreement, January 17th, 2017. That's when I signed on with Lifter, and like to work with the company. That's just sitting here in this document viewer thing. But so much has changed since then. I'm like, if you wanted to do groups back then, if you wanted to sell to companies, you would either use vouchers. If you wanted to do SCORM content, you would if you tin can XAPI from, I don't even remember who. But now if you're doing SCORM, you're going to use Grassblade. And if you're doing selling into companies or organizations, you're going to use groups. Like, not only has the WordPress editor changed, so many new add-ons have been released, but the way we did things just 7 years ago have changed dramatically. Like, so that's less than a decade, a little over half a decade, and the industry and the solutions look completely different, even with the same tools. That's just showing like the growth and evolution of the products over time. And I expect in another 7 years it'll be even more feature rich, even more smooth ways to do it. You could be maybe you could be like, I don't design products with Lifter at this point in time, but um it could be like you sell groups, you create groups for sale that can be bought automatically, or like in the future, it could be like, oh, AI will create and sell groups with courses that are designated for specific users. So like, you never know what's going to happen next, but it could be something even more advanced like that. And sticking with a company like LifterLMS, where things are going to evolve over time, it's founder owned. It's a product we're sticking with.
All right. Oh. Unbelievable. I had to share it. So I was going to go look up the Facebook page, and then something else popped up. I don't even think you'll understand how the emotions right now, the emotions, you get so distracted. You know what? I don't think my ADD is a good thing to have doing this for a living. Do you see the picture with the motorcycle?
I do.
Do you see the fat guy looking up with no hair?
Yes.
That was me before I started. That was me before I got super fat, and then I lost the weight. But that was me before I got super fat. So there's no neck here. This goes straight from chin to chest. This was the classroom that I taught in Los Angeles. I set up this whole classroom, and these are all Ducati technicians, and I was the national training manager, and this was the Panigale. This might even be a 1299, the new model that came out that year, and that's one of the engines. And I have another picture where we took this engine all apart, laid it on the floor, and I took a picture standing over all the pieces. That was a really cool period in life.
Nice.
I know. Nobody cares about that. All right, I'm going to remove it because that's a distraction. I'm going to get back to finding what I was trying to find in Facebook instead of being distracted on Facebook. All right. Hello, where is it? That's the problem. That's the problem. I think, where did he have it? He had it in here. How to automatically enroll new members. No. Can you have more? Here it is. Groups e-commerce preview. And it is on YouTube. I just searched YouTube and couldn't find it. Okay. Since we have the time, and since I'm going to check comments one more time because I don't want to be disrespectful to our viewers. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the stage.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's going to be, is it this one? Share this tab instead. All right. Are you seeing the YouTube screen?
Yep, I'm seeing it.
And are you hearing the audio?
Upcoming major release.
Yep.
LifterLMS Groups add-on. What LifterLMS Groups is,
you see it full screen?
It allows you to offer training to groups of
full
people screen. Where a group leader, like a business, a school, a government, a family, really any kind of group you can think of, can invite people into their group to take their training. The most exciting thing about the upcoming release, all that you're seeing now already exists with LifterLMS Groups, but our next release has automated the checkout, the e-commerce component, and the initial setup of the group's page.
It was only 6 minutes, so I thought we could play it.
And group leaders
to
get started, setting up how they want. I'm just going to do a quick demo for you here today. So I'm going to go to my courses.
Let's go, baby.
And let's find a course to demonstrate on. We'll do the residential real estate investing course. What you could do here is you would just click edit course. And then what we want to do is go down and check out some new features that are a part of LifterLMS access plans. This is where you can allow not just one person to buy and get their one seat, but allow a group buyer to purchase and then start inviting their people in. So if we go down here into the access plans, you can see we have enabled group enrollment. So if I turn that off, I'll click save. And if we go back up, you can see it's just an a la carte course at the $500 price point. I'm going to open an incognito window and open our page here. And you can see it's just a regular $500 course, just able to be purchased one off, one at a time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back as a WordPress admin, and we're going to edit the course. Jump down to the access plans. And here what we're going to do, and this is what's coming with the future groups release with automated e-commerce and setup, we are going to say yes, allow this access plan to be used for group enrollment. Now there's a couple different options you have here. You could do a fixed number of seats. Let's say you only offer like 10 seat groups. You could do that. We're going to do variable seats, and we'll say the minimum number of seats you can get is 1, or you could get 100 or even 1,000. So we're going to have the price here at $500 per seat. So I'll go ahead and click save on these access plans.
Oh.
And we're saving there. Now,
All the wheels in my head are spinning already.
Refresh the page in our logged out view of the site. You can see that now we can enter a number of seats we would like to buy in this course. So I'm going to say I'm going to buy 100 seats, and you can see how that changed the price to 5,000. That was actually 10 seats. Let's do 100. So that's $50,000 for those seats. I'm going to click enroll, and I'm just going to put in some information here.
The service charge on Stripe is going to be huge.
I know. It's 3% of 50,000.
I'm going to check out for 100 seats. I even have one more chance to update this amount if I wanted. So if I wanted to do, let's say, 200 seats, you can see it dynamically.
Man, he's greedy. He's going for all the money.
We're just going to purchase 100 seats for $50,000. I'm going to enter my credit card.
Yeah, why not? It's only 50 grand.
And we'll go ahead and click buy now.
Oh.
So that's me as a group buyer purchasing 100 seats for $50,000
on my American Express
LMS
Black
website,
card.
Powered by LifterLMS. You can see I've made it in. I can instantly start setting up my group. So I'm putting in a group banner image, and I'm going to put my company logo in. You can see this group has access to this course, and I'm going to start inviting other people into the LMS. I could put in individual email addresses. I can invite other administrators, leaders, or just regular team members into my company to start taking this course. I'm going to enable the magic link. This is the easiest way for me just to share
Don't use the magic link
out that link to 100 of my employees by email so that they can register, get access to the group, and I can view the reporting as they start taking the course. Get ready for groups, major release coming soon. The automated e-commerce and group creation is coming soon to you.
All right, let me come on back.
That's cool. Do you know, for all the people out there who are spending $50,000 on a credit card, if you, or even more, like millions, like an American Express Black card is, if you get like a 1% back on that transaction, it factors into like the value of the deal. If you buy an asset, get a 1% return from your credit card processor, and then you hold and sell the asset with like, you know, that 1% can be valuable. Like 1% of $11 million is like five, no, not 500,000, whatever. It's a lot of money. It's like $100,000 something.
Like $110,000.
$110,000. That's like $100,000. That's a good add to your deal if you're using the American Express Black Card to buy products for over $50,000.
So in my mind, immediately I just went to, if you create a product in WooCommerce and connect it to that access plan, does that make the variable volume in WooCommerce applicable as well?
Did he say it works with WooCommerce?
It didn't say WooCommerce on that screen share. So now my question is, my clients that have been bugging me for Groups 2.0 that are already on WooCommerce,
Yeah.
is that going to be able to link and work that way? If it could, that would be awesome. If it doesn't, I guess I already understand that coming that way.
You can actually run Lifter Stripe and Lifter WooCommerce side by side if you wanted to. Like, you know how when we activate WooCommerce, the access plan settings change?
Yeah.
You can actually disable WooCommerce temporarily, configure your access plans, and re-enable it. Those access plans will still be valid Lifter links. I have a client who does this right now, and I didn't know you could do that, and it works.
Oh, that's a thought too. Okay. So, and then my next, I'm just trying to think it through. Yeah. When I said the wheels are turning in my brain, it was, and don't worry, we see you, Kelly, but I got to get this thought out of my head or I'm going to explode. For those access plans with the number of seats, you could play with the pricing based on the number of seats. So you could say, between 1 and 10 students, it's $500. Between 11 and 25 students, it's $450. Between 26 and 75 students, it's $400. And so you could give quantity discounts based on the volume, and you can have up to 6 access plans for every product, right? And so you could do quantity discounts in that and have it display on your page in that way, which is pretty cool about thinking about the way that could work. The automatic generation of the group to me is, that's the part where I'm just like, that's amazing. Kelly says, thanks. You guys are talking fancy stuff and I'm just trying to add a button. It's totally okay, Kelly. Let's go to Kelly because I think my brain's been cleared and I'm going to have to play with this groups thing more. I've got a client that's doing group sales and they have a launch literally at the beginning of next month. And, they want to come up with all these custom applications and WooCommerce integrations and custom design elements. And then right at the time of their launch, we come out with Groups 2.0, which could greatly simplify their whole process. So we'll have to see how that one goes. Kelly, I have one more question. I added the button to my lesson to try to link to an assignment. Do you know if there are restrictions on what type of sites I link to? For example, I cannot link to any password protected sites like OneDrive or Dropbox. No. So if you are linking to something like OneDrive or Dropbox or Google Drive, those links have to be public links. If they're password protected links, then you're absolutely correct. That person clicks on that link and they won't have access unless they're logged into that file sharing and have access to that link. So yeah, you are correct in that. That's why in a lot of cases, we take the document and we load it directly into the media section of your website. So if you think back to Emily's screen share previously, there was a document in the media bin. So you can put anything in your media bin, not just pictures. You can put in PDFs, Word documents, PowerPoints. You can put anything in the media bin pretty much. And then you can just link directly to the media bin inside your own website. And that makes your website like the file share engine that you're trying to use with Dropbox or somewhere else.
Totally. Let me see if I add a new file.
And then we've got 4 minutes left, Emily, and one more question in the queue. So I want to make sure we get to that too.
Okay, yeah. I just was showing here with the media bin. I just uploaded a PPTX file I downloaded from the internet, but you would get yours, of course, from Microsoft, the software. And then I'd simply just linked that from the media library. You just copy the URL to the file and add it anywhere on your website, and people can access it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I use my media bin in my website for a ton of junk. If your media bin gets overpopulated, for instance, I'm working on a course site now for people that do makeup, and they've got over 2,000 images or something like that. And yeah, all of them are categorized. And then they've got documents and workbooks and all these things. There are different plugins out there that you can add to your site that actually allow you to categorize your media bin to make things easier to find. There's document managers and stuff like that that help as well. So if you were worried about your media bin getting too cluttered or hard to use, just know that there's organizational tools out there as well that you can use. Erin jumped in and said, we're a very small organization, 2.5 people. I feel sorry for that half person, and are wondering how easy it is for us to create our own course on our already established website. We looked into hiring someone to help build out some templates, but it's not in our budget right now. I'm going to go right to the core of the yellow flag in this question for me, Emily, and that is, we looked into hiring someone to help build out templates. I see this all the time, especially with people that are just getting started in courses. People get focused on the appearance or the template or the design of the course and the lesson before they get the content in for the course and the lesson. LifterLMS out of the box, if you install LifterLMS to your pre-existing WordPress website, it's going to adopt a lot of the styling cues from the dynamic content. It's going to adopt a lot of the styling cues from your pre-existing theme. And so depending on what theme you're using, you might notice, oh, I've got a problem with sidebars. Okay, well, we've got additional tools that can help you with sidebars. The idea that the course and lesson pages need to be templated or custom designed, to me, when it comes to launching a minimal viable product to see if you can even get, teeth or traction on your learning product, I think that's a misnomer. So my encouragement to you, if I can have any encouragement, Erin, would be install LifterLMS. If you need to, take the we pointed out earlier in the show, academy.lifterlms.com. We have a Getting Started with LifterLMS course. It's free. Take that, use the course builder, and get your syllabus in there. Like, just throw in a couple of sections to differentiate, the different types of lessons you have. Put the names of your lessons in. Build out your course page with a little bit of introductory content, like, hey, this is our course. This is what it's about. Here's a picture of something. Maybe here's an introductory YouTube video or something like that. And just sample it with a handful of people. Say, hey, if this was the content that we put in our website, do you think this would be engaging? What would you like to see changed? And I think you'd be surprised how good it's going to be out of the box. And remember, if it's a course that you're selling, I try to think in terms of before the payment gateway and after the payment gateway. So if you're selling the course, your main website is your marketing material. You might have a lead magnet, marketing material, blog posts, pictures, videos, and it might be highly styled. It might look wonderful, right? And maybe that's what you're trying to emulate when you say templates for courses and stuff. But if we think in terms of behind the payment gateway, people at that point are after the content. They're after what they're going to learn. They're not after how cool it looks. They're after the content. So if you think of behind the payment gateway, they've already paid for it. The front end of the website, the fancy part, did all the selling, and now they're in the back. They've already paid for access to the content, and you're delivering the content. So in a lot of cases, I see a lot of people postpone their launch for learning material. I have one client who's 3 years in development trying to make a custom designed, wonderful user interface and all these cool things, but in reality could have launched and begun creating revenue 2.5 years ago. So I really encourage people to get the minimal viable product out, sample the learning content, get feedback from a handful of users, and then worry about expansion, improvement, design, customization, things like that. Start to generate the product first. And then if you have a product first mentality, you'll deliver that, and then you can improve as you go. And she's still on. She says, that's great to hear. Thank you. Yeah. I see a lot of people reach out to experts and get tied up in the minutia of a dream or a vision they have and never get to the launch point, never actually share their content. And people are hungry for your content. You just have to get it out to them so they can see it. Any thoughts on that, Emily?
No, that's perfect. Just focusing on the distribution method, and that brings us over the top of the hour.
It does bring us to the top of the hour. And folks, that's where we say, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See you.